Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Boog Nice coming at you with the Marvel Legends Retro Collection Black Cat figure review. Let's do it.
This ain't for no scalper. You a scalper? Then fuck out shit. This one's for them real collectors. That's army building and posing figures. Marvel Legends, imports, mini matey I'm fucking with. Hype beast we know about you. Stay buying figs, don't know about it.
And there's a real quick frontal view. Alright, let's get this bad boy open and see what's what. Alright, here we go. Felicia Hardy, aka Black Cat. Her bio on the back of the package reads, Black Cat is the most confident, cunning burglar the world has ever seen. Donning a black costume and mask, heiress Felicia Hardy changes into her superhero persona and prowls the streets with Spider-Man at her side. It's funny how they frame it as if Spider-Man is her sidekick, but she made her first appearance in Amazing Spider-Man number 194 in July of 1979. And since then, she's been a reoccurring supporting character in the Spider-Man books, but she is a thief. So she has appeared as an adversary of Spider-Man as well as an ally. You know, they've had many team-ups and adventures together. And also she's been a love interest of Spider-Man as well, and Daredevil, and a couple other people in the Marvel Universe, if I'm not mistaken. The comparisons between this character and DC's Catwoman are to be expected. But if I'm not mistaken, Catwoman doesn't really have any superhuman abilities, while Felicia Hardy, Black Cat, does. While both characters are martial artists and skilled hand-to-hand combatants, Black Cat does have heightened strength and agility, reflexes, balance. She utilizes some special contact lenses that allow her to see in different electromagnetic spectrums. Similar to Catwoman, she does have the grappling hook and the retractable claws, but she also has the ability to alter probability and to cause quote-unquote bad luck for her adversaries. I guess similar to X-Force's Domino.
Represent the murderers and felony offenders. Fuck what you heard, crime pays. Representing for all my niggas getting booted. Fuck what you heard, crime pays.
A good looking figure here, a must have if you're a big Spider-Man fan. You need her as a supporting character in your Marvel Universe in 6-inch form. I think this is our 4th Black Cat in the life of the Marvel Legends line. We did get one way back in the day for Toy Biz. Maybe it was 2, I don't know, something will be popping up here. And since Hasbro took over the mantle of Marvel Legends, they've given us 3. This is the 3rd. The first one was way back in the Ultimate Green Goblin Build-A-Figure wave, and I can immediately spot some differences in this version that make it better. I think this particular version is probably more accurate to her first appearance look, or her early look, hence her being a retro carded figure. I see they decided to break out the old Moonstone buck and give us a more voluptuous female figure here, so you can see that she has breast. But they did cover them here, whereas the original version did have her cleavage out. One of the things that makes this figure a little better in my opinion is the fact that she has flats on, no heels, so it's not really difficult to have her stand up. I will get a close comparison of the head sculpts here momentarily. Not sure which one I like better. I think the original version from the Ultimate Green Goblin wave, that head sculpt was pretty unique, whereas this one is a head sculpt that they continuously use for the female figures, and they just painted the mask on it. I see the chokers are different here, so this is sort of like a spiked kind of collared choker thing going on, whereas the Ultimate Green Goblin Build-A-Figure wave version had a semi-sculpted painted on collar. This one can actually be removed. It should be noted that the second Black Cat from Hasbro Marvel Legends was a more modern look, and she was on one of their newer female bucks that wasn't as voluptuous and just didn't really look that good to me. I think that if they went with the Moonstone or Rogue buck for that more modern version from the Kingpin Build-A-Figure wave, that figure would have been better and probably better received. Looks like the hand sculpts are the same, no interchangeable hands here. Unfortunately, I think that's what a lot of people wanted with that first release from Hasbro. But she does come with a couple of accessories. She's packed in with this sort of clawed whip thingy. We did receive this with the version from the Ultimate Green Goblin Build-A-Figure wave. I think it's just colored a little differently. Unfortunately, there is no bendy wire and it is kind of fixed in one position, so it's going to be hard to kind of get her displayed with this in an action scene and get this to kind of be in any one position that would suit your setup, but I'd rather have it than have nothing. And then she's also packed in with this little cat, which seems to be the same cat that we received with the MCU Captain Marvel figure. They just painted it black here and gave the cat big green eyes. But this is a welcomed accessory. It makes sense. I can dig it. It is static, so whatever you want to do display-wise, you gotta, you know, work with the attributes of the cat. So you see I have her kind of just holding it in a way that is fitting for how the cat is sculpted at the moment. You know, however you might be able to finesse that. Not much to write home about in terms of articulation. It's the standard articulation for a not highly articulated female figure from Marvel Legends. Shoulder on the ball joint. You can do a full 360. Single hinged elbow that will swivel. Swivel and a hinge on the wrist, although the wrist hinge up and down. Upper torso articulation, nothing at the waist. I do see a few little minor paint imperfections and QC issues. I can see this paint looks a little chipped here on her right hip, but T-joint at the pelvis, legs will come up pretty far. You do get a double barbell joint inside there at the pelvis, upper thigh swivel, double jointed knee, no rotation at the upper boot, but you get a hinge and a nice deep ankle pivot. Yeah, and the head and neck articulation is super limited because of her hair. I mean, you can turn her left to right, but it's not going to look as good, and she can look down just a little bit and look up just a little bit. It's really limited due to the hair sculpt, and that has been an ongoing issue with just about every Marvel Legends female figure with long hair. There's a look at the three Hasbro versions side by side. So on the left is the Ultimate Green Goblin Build-A-Figure version, and you know what, maybe this one is still the best. Maybe it's still the better one. I didn't really like the sort of blue highlights on the hair and on the furry parts of her costume here, but I do love that the bust line is out. I didn't like the heels. Obviously that's an improvement on the new one. The flats are definitely better, so you can see that the Ultimate Green Goblin Build-A-Figure wave version stands the tallest, and the retro carded version with the white hair and just some gray highlights on the furry portions of the costume is more comic accurate in my opinion. This sort of like bluish highlights, I don't know what they were doing there. And then the Kingpin Build-A-Figure wave version, I just do not like this figure at all. I don't like the buck that they picked. Obviously it looks very adolescent for Felicia Hardy, and I just don't even really like the costume design either. If you're lucky and you have all three and you could kind of mix and match, then you're lucky. And there's a head swap between the two. So the new retro carded head on the old Ultimate Green Goblin Build-A-Figure wave body, that looks pretty good. I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with the reverse as well. So like I mentioned, you can see how unique the head sculpt looked for the first Hasbro version here on the right. Also the paint finish on the costumes are different. The older version is a more sort of shiny kind of look, and this one is a little more flat. And you know what, I like this. This is the Kingpin Build-A-Figure wave head on the new retro carded body. So for a smile, that's cool because she's got a sort of resting face. For the other two, this is a nice change. Yeah, I'm really digging the Kingpin Build-A-Figure wave head on the retro carded body, so that looks good, and you can see how she stacks up next to the retro Spider-Man, the best Spider-Man in 6-inch form, better than the Mafex Spider-Man. Alright, one final size comparison here. I broke out Mary Jane. Obviously, if you wanted to swap on the head of Mary Jane onto the Black Cat body and have her doing a little cosplay action, you can do that. Or if you wanted to have them engaged in a cat fight, then you could do that as well. On the far left is the Ashley Barton Spider-Woman. This is Spider-Woman from the Old Man Logan storyline or universe. She is the daughter of Clint Barton, Hawkeye, and the granddaughter of Spider-Man from that universe. Been meaning to break her out for a while and maybe do some type of display with her. But yeah, Black Cat here is a must own if you didn't get the first release from Hasbro of her. Again, I don't know that I would say that this one is the better one, but if you have access to all three, then you have some kit bash possibilities, you have some playability. Still leaves a little to be desired in terms of articulation, but it's a solid release for Marvel Legends for 20 bucks. The cat accessory was a nice touch. So yeah, this is one that I would recommend. Go ahead, get out there, get on the hunt. Thanks for hanging out. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, hit the bell down there, And until next time, peace.